Before I get started, you need to know some things about me. Number one, I hate public speaking. Number two, I don't like adults watching me teach. And number three, I am not a fan of having visitors in my classroom. So 2 years ago when I was presented with this opportunity to join COTSN, until you're in COTSN, you really don't know what COTSN is about. And all I heard was you're going to get free money to buy things, and you get to go to a lot of trainings. So I was sold. But then the role of the mentor was explained, and I was like, yeah, no thanks. There is no way I'm going to have an adult come into my classroom and watch me teach on a weekly basis. Not a chance. So that was my answer. Well, obviously that didn't happen, as I am here in front of you today. Thanks to my wonderful colleagues, they convinced me to join. I'd like to do a little shout out, can't see you from here, but to my mentor, Kristen Sherman, because she did everything possible to make me feel comfortable, and she helped me gain so much confidence in myself. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my principal, Stephanie Williamson, somewhere back there, because she pushes me out of my comfort zone. Or should I say, shoves me out of my comfort zone. She believes in me and what I do, and her support with everything has meant the world to me. Once I was in COTSN, I took it seriously. I had no idea what CGI was, but I planned to try it with 100% commitment. I attended many outstanding CGI trainings. After each one, I came back to my classroom and would apply everything I had learned. I'm a special education teacher. A lot of my prior math teaching was IEP goal-oriented. Can so-and-so solve 2-digit addition problems with regrouping in 4 out of 5 trials with 80% accuracy? Year after year, it was the same thing. So diving into something brand new like CGI was scary, but the instant results were insane. I had students' love for math begin to grow. I had students suddenly count past 28. I had students explaining what an equation was. My mind was blown. So I decided that I needed to do everything possible to learn as much as I could because I was seeing the positive impact on my students. So I did what every good teacher does. I joined Twitter. So joining Twitter literally changed my life. I started following some pretty famous CGI experts in the field. I started posting some work that I was doing with my CGI with my students, and the next thing I know, they are contacting me and wanting to visit my classroom. Of course, I go into full-blown panic mode because I would have to teach in front of them. So I did what any other freaked-out teacher would do. I gave the kids counting collections, so these experts could see the amazing things they are doing, and I wouldn't have to teach in front of them. But my counting collection safety net quickly disappeared. If I was going to have these experts come into my class, I needed to take full advantage of them and learn whatever I could to be a better teacher, and that's what I did. My classroom has become a revolving door of visitors. There are visitors at least 1 to 2 times a week, seeing all the incredible work my students are doing. I have had teachers from Orange County and LA County in my classroom. I've had researchers from all around the country come to my class when they happen to be in town. I've worked with professors and researchers from UCLA, UCI, UC Santa Barbara, and most recently, University of Texas at Austin. My most proud moment was when I was at CMC South last November and I was in Megan Frankie's session. She came up to me and said, "Suzanne, I want to thank you for all the amazing things you're doing with CGI in your classroom." The fact that she knew my name was shocking enough, and all you fellows out there know that Megan Frankie is the queen of CGI. So to get a compliment like that was gold. I was learning so much so quick, and I wanted to share and collaborate all this awesome learning with other SPED teachers in COTSN. I spoke to Julie Graham, and I was like, "Julie, we need to do something for our SPED teachers in this COTSN program." Not too long after that, she reached out to me and wanted me to explain my vision and what I thought would be something that would be beneficial. I suggested starting a SPED cohort where we would meet after school and maybe have some lab days to collaborate. Soon, she reached out to me and told me that she spoke to Jerry and he was on board. The excitement that I felt was beyond measure. So this year, we dipped our toes into it and met a couple of times on Zoom, and 2 weeks ago, we had our very first SPED lab day. That lab day was amazing. We received wonderful reviews, and I'm looking forward to continuing it next year. In many ways, I wholeheartedly believe that Coatson was instrumental in my decision to stay in the profession. I didn't realize how much I was burnt out 2 years ago. Thanks to Coatson, I've had so many opportunities open up for me. My principal and I spoke at the Orange County Math Symposium. Some of my Twitter posts have been put into blogs. I'm working closely with many researchers and professors and writing articles and papers about the work that is being done in my class. I'm going to be working with the UCLA Math Project this summer, assisting Joanna Heyman with CGI SPED Professional Development for LAUSD. In addition, Joanna and I applied to speak at CMC South Conference in November, and my principal Stephanie and I applied to speak there as well. When I say something new is being presented to me or asked of me on a daily basis, I am not exaggerating. My world has changed dramatically, and I love it. So now that you know a little bit about me, I'd like to rephrase how I introduced myself to you. My name is Suzanne Huerta, and I am an SDC teacher in the Buena Park School District at the amazing Whitaker Elementary School. Before I get started, you need to know some things about me. Number 1, I am becoming a public speaker. Number 2, I don't mind having adults watch me teach. And number 3, I love having visitors in my classroom. Thank you so much. Congrats to everyone today, and thank you to Coatson.